Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity. And I was just looking right over there. I mean, they have amazing architectures here in Oaxaca. But let's do a 360. So, in this video, my friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. In this video, I want to share with you like traveling. It opens up your mind, and these are some of the ideas that I talked to a friend, but I also kind of like observe myself, like, okay, what am I into? So you guys know that like I'm like very cautious about what I put into my body, but then at times I tend to be, that there is that 5% time that like can't just want to have a good time, eat the sugar, drink the beer, that only 5%. But most of the time, like when I go, I try to look for healthy food, right? And I tend to struggle with that in traveling in Mexico City, because a lot of the things that I tend to look for is a juice bar. But even with some of the juice that are made here, because they have the one where you can get at the superstore, where they have the flavor of guava, pineapple, whatever. But there are a lot of ingredients that are mixed in there. I just want it to be like organic, just natural fruits or vegetables juice, right? I tend to have a hard time finding it. So it's kind of like, it gave me an idea. I was like, man, like nowadays people are very conscious about their health. I kind of noticed like in Mexico, people are like, they tend to drink a lot of sodas, and they, because of torn tortillas and a lot of oil in it. So there's a lot of cholesterol. And that's the other thing that I try to be health conscious, right? Because that is also part of my mission, is to stay healthy, but also to provide people like the option. Because when you have a juice bar, especially in the tourist area, tourists are very conscious, are very health conscious. So that's one thing to drive revenue. If I ever open like a juice bar, it's gonna be in the tourist area, especially in Mexico. And the other thing is that they have a lot of Asian cuisine, like, in Mexico, from Japanese to Chinese, especially there's a lot of Chinese, right? Vietnamese. But you know how I love like pho, vegetarian pho and vegetarian broth. And, if I would have opened like a business in Mexico City, that's what I want to deliver. I want to deliver, like, give people the option of like healthy food. And at the same time, like, when people come to these kind of come to like a place like I have, it can open up a conversation regarding health, and because I feel like natural food should be cheaper, not more expensive. You know what I mean? It should be cheaper. So like, when you travel, or at least when I travel, I was like, okay, like how am I living my life? And what kind of things am I looking for? And is there a demand for it? Because in any kind of, I guess like in business, it's supply and demand, right? It's that simple. I try to break it down very simple, supply and demand. And when I go to a place like this, I'm like, man, what do they have? What do they have here that I can take? And if I go to another place, I can deliver, what Mexico has to offer. And and the fact that I'm here, I'm like, okay, what do the people here want or can be introduced, to what new ideas can be introduced to the Mexican people or Spanish people. And it's like when you travel, like a lot of the time, like you know, it doesn't like take a lot. It's like what, you know, you kind of talk to yourself. You ask yourself, like, you know, you ask yourself, like, okay, why do they need this? Why do they need that? And it could be that they don't, but how are you living your lifestyle? Because the moment you start living the life that you want, or you live your purpose, every action, every aspect of your life, from, you know, from the place you live, from your significant other, from the business that you run, it's all tend to circulate around your purpose. Oh my God, I never thought of it that way. And I think it's amazing, right? Like, you know, you probably think that, like, oh man, he's having a good time, he's building his personal brand. But then at the same time, like, I'm like, you know, I also have business ideas, right? Like, business ideas meaning that I just put it in the back of my head because, you know, like, I still want to travel, I still want to learn, because most of my life I've been in Seattle, and this is the first time where I actually get to travel. Well, you know, the first time was the road trip, then the Vietnam, and then now it's the road trip around America, and then Mexico. But there's more to go, like, because, like, yeah, I want to learn, right? I feel like every successful business people, or the ones that are doing their, like, you know, doing their business right now, the one that made it, they've been all over the world. They travel, you know, I haven't had that, so I want to achieve that before I go further, because when I travel, I learn, I make content. At the same time, I'm building relationship with you that are watching. And, you know, when I feel like there's a time and a place, right? That's why I'm documenting everything about my journey, for you to see what's going on in my mind and what my plans are. I might not execute on them, might or might not, but the thing is, it's out there. Like, I can go back and look at my videos, or you can judge me in like 5 or 10 years from now, like, damn, this fool, he actually opened a pho in Mexico. Or I'll be in Vietnam, or in the US, like, you know, like, delivering something that's outside of the US, right? That, like, something culturally different, something that, like, people will, like, have an erection for. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean that in a good way. Like, for me, it's all about, like, living, like, a healthy lifestyle, spread the message of healthy food, help people, like, you know, share my journey so that people can get out of their 9 to 5, like, what is money, and have a good time. Like, having a good time is probably, you know, like, I feel like the people that travel, the people that are the most humble, are the ones that been through a lot. They travel, they see a lot of shit, but sometimes they can also turn into a cunt too. Then I became a bad bitch. And by the way, my name is Con, not cunt, so just want to be clear. So my friend used the hashtag Gazillionaires Club, and let me, you know, let me hear some of your, like, let me hear some of your business ideas. So it'll be really interesting, because maybe we can work together. Maybe we can execute on them together someday, you know? And yeah, so use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club, and we will get this conversation going, my friends. So much love. I will see you in the next video. Ta-da.